What is going on, everybody? And today I'm going to be answering Valorant's biggest question: the Vandal or the Fantom? Now, this question has existed way before Valorant even existed, back in the prehistoric ages, aka Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is like Valorant's cooler older brother, but don't worry, they didn't just copy Counter-Strike, also Overwatch. Hey, look at this cool agent I'm playing. They propel themselves around the map with explosives and deal a lot with explosives. Sounds like somebody I know. Alright, for real, let's talk about the Vandal and Fantom. So, we all know the Vandal and Fantom are different in their own ways, but still both assault rifles. They do their job pretty well. Now, there's a lot of key differences, and these minor things that seem like not such a big deal actually can make the difference between you losing or winning your game. And depending on which weapon you pick, it completely changes your playstyle. Before we get into this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm trying to hit my goal of 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and it really would help. Also, I post content daily. Plus, if you want to join my Discord, you could be in one of my next videos. Link is in the description. Alright, so what's the first thing you do when you hop on Valorant? Escalation? Replication? Spike Rush? Competitive? If you hop on competitive first, I hate you. Just kidding. But normally, you go to the shooting range. It's the best place to train your aim right before a match. Now, normally when you hop into the shooting range, the first weapon you select is the Vandal. It's because it one-taps all ranges, it's pretty versatile, and it's just better to train your aim with. Now, there's a reason when we hop into the range, we use the Vandal instead of the Fantom, and this is because of its versatility. Since the Vandal can one-tap any range, you can use it pretty much anywhere. And it has a much harder and difficult recoil control pattern, so if you can master the Vandal, the Fantom's pretty easy. Now, for my viewers that use the Fantom, I can tell that you're a diehard Fantom fan. Wow, that's pretty weird. Fantom fan. Now, this doesn't show anything whether the Fantom or the Vandal is better than each other, so I'll get to that part right now. So, we all know the Vandal can one-tap up to any distance to the head, and we also know the Fantom can only one-tap to the head up to 15 meters. Anyone viewing this that's never played Valorant before would probably say that the Vandal is way better because it one-taps farther, and it does generally more damage. But sadly, with anything that's good, it always comes with a catch. Just like in games like Overwatch and Call of Duty, weapons with faster fire rate normally mean less damage, and weapons with lower fire rate mean higher damage. So if we look here, we can see the Vandal has a fire rate of 9.7 rounds per second, while the Fantom has 11 rounds per second. Everything else is still generally the same, except for its damage, and one other actual key thing to it. Its first shot accuracy. Now, we'll worry about that later. For now, we're going to talk about the damage and the fire rate. So, the Vandal's average damage per second is 390, while the Fantom's average damage per second is 385. Now, these are just the average. Your damage per second could be higher or lower depending if you land headshots or not. Now, these weapons are made for certain situations. The Vandal is made for quite a few things, but the Fantom can outclass it in a few situations. So, for right here on Ascent, the Vandal would be made for holding deeper and farther angles, allowing you to one-tap players that are swinging. But the downside of this is you can very easily get overrun. The Vandal has a slower fire rate, so if multiple people peek you at once, you're good for at least 1 or 2 kills, but you can still get traded out very easily. Now with the Fantom, it's meant for holding closer angles, because it doesn't have the one-tapping capability like the Vandal does at any distance. But for the upside of this, is that it can one-tap within 15 meters, and it has a faster fire rate. So if multiple people are pushing through, you can very easily get 4 or 5 kills just by holding down mouse 1 and pre-firing. Now here's a tip for new players that are coming to Valorant and want to use the Fantom. Whenever you don't know if your Fantom can one-tap at your distance, ping the area and it'll tell you how far away you are in meters. If that number is 15 or lower, it has the capability of one-tapping. But if that number is above 15, you might want to get closer, otherwise you're going to get that horrible dink noise. And if you get a headshot and you hear that noise, in the next 5 seconds you're probably going to be doing this. Alright, so remember earlier how I was talking about first shot spread? That's what we're talking about now. So both weapons have a different first shot spread, and if you don't know what first shot spread means, that means there's a chance your bullet actually may not be going where you're aiming. Now as you can see here, I'm aiming off to the side of the test dummy. Now, sometimes the bullet actually hits them, but this doesn't make sense. We're not aiming at them, we should be missing. Well, this is because of first shot spread. Alright, so here's the big question. Fantom or Vandal? Which one's better? Personally, I'd say Vandal. The Vandal outclasses the Fantom at medium to far ranges and is still pretty good up close. But I must say, there was a lot of situations where I definitely would have had an ace or a lot more kills in a round if I had a Fantom instead. But I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments below what you prefer. Well, thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.